Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Oregon State versus Stanford college basketball matchup on Thursday, January 11, 2024. Of course, if you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text that number that you see on the screen. They're not available on the website. You got to text the number. But let's get to this one. Oregon State taking on Stanford. It is Pac-12 college basketball action. Oregon State trying to emerge from the ashes where they've been the last several years since they had that NCAA tournament run. Meanwhile, Stanford 7-7 on the season, trying to get back onto the college basketball map as well. Both these teams, of course, this is their last season in the Pac-12 because this is the last season in the Pac-12. Oregon State, I believe, headed to the Mountain West, while Stanford headed to the ACC and all that heavy-duty action. But I guess the GPA of the ACC just went up even higher. And I think of the major conferences, I would think that the ACC probably has more of these tough academic institutions. Like most of them have a tough one, like Northwestern in the Big Ten, and just Vandy in the SEC. But I think with Duke and Stanford and Cal and stuff, and all in the ACC, it's pretty tough to get into any of those schools. None of them would let me anywhere near the admissions office back in my day. But anyways, thing is, we've got Oregon State taking on Stanford here, and this Oregon State team has been pretty solid in Corvallis, 9-1 straight up at home, but just 4-5 against the number, while Stanford 1-2 on the road this season, 5-5 in their last 10 straight up. Stanford has dominated this series, but we know Oregon State's been really bad recently. We saw Stanford have two really nice wins in their Pac-12 schedule recently. The win against Arizona, where they put 100 points on the board, and then the win at Pauley Pavilion against USC. But they followed that one up, or against UCLA. Then they followed that one up with the loss against USC. They had that loss against San Diego State, excusable. Loss against Michigan, but that one really they had no gas left in the tank after that double overtime loss against Arkansas. When we look at Oregon State, this is a team that, to me, a team that I've been on, but they haven't been winning a lot of games, but they certainly have been creating a lot of value against USC, covering the spread in the win, beating them outright in Corvallis, then going to Washington State and covering the spread, getting 11.5 there, covering the spread at Washington, getting 12.5, losing by 7. I think one thing about this Oregon State team that we're starting to see is that this team competes, and while they're not, certainly to the level of the team that made that NCAA tournament run, well, they are at least competing. Stanford's offense has been very, very good, way underestimated, and I think that's why they were able to hang in that game against Arkansas. They hit the threes 38.7%, top 20 in the nation in that category. But the Oregon State defense really not that bad. And when we look at the Oregon State offense, oh man, it is pretty soft, and the Stanford defense, it's soft as well. So I think, Oregon State, even though their offense isn't all that great, I think they're able to at least hang because of that Stanford defense is so bad. We're not getting a lot of points here with Oregon State, and I think that maybe that's the books maybe leaning a little bit on Stanford here. But I tell you, I like the way Oregon State's been playing. I'm just going to ride this horse for the time being. I'll take Oregon State, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.